What would you say you do here?
It's the Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast. A podcast dedicated to up-and-coming bands, labels, artists, and more. Plug in and join your host, Brad Nunnery, as he dives deep into what the future of music has to hold and discover something new along the way. What else do you have to do?
Hey, what's up, guys? Jason DeVore here, and you are listening to Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast.
I'm your martyr, I'm your story within. It's no wonder I'm going crazy again. Yeah, just sit there and just take it all in. Makes it crazy.
Also, if you haven't heard my new record, Till the Voice Goes Out, it is out now on Double Helix Records, Spam Records, and Caffeine Bomb Records in the form of LP vinyl as well as CD. Go check it out. Also streaming online everywhere. Cheers.
I don't know what's going on these days. Only that it's all a blur anyway. Turn it off, it's ringing in my head. The sound of my patience wearing thin. Turn it off, not coming through so clear. Only hearing static in these ears. Turn it off, I'm just thinking about. I swear I didn't make a sound. Turn it off, not making myself clear. Only hearing static in these ears. Turn it off, it's ringing in my head. It's got me crazy again. Turn it off, it's ringing in my head. It's got me crazy again.
That's Turn It Off by Jason DeVore featuring Mercy Music and the Ataris. Many thanks to Jason for recording that promo for us. Really do appreciate it, man. Now, like he said, go pick up his album Till the Voice Goes Out. It's available now. It's one of my favorite records of the year. You won't be disappointed. If you're a fan of Authority Zero, his punk band, you're going to love his solo stuff. It's really killer. I highly recommend, all right? All right, good stuff. What's up, everybody? My name is Brad Nunnery. Welcome to Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast, Season 2, Episode 16, presented by my really good friend Jeff Small over at 1603 Designs. My guests tonight are a really killer pop-punk band based out of Jacksonville, Florida. They are called Knives. They have a debut record set to drop on November 15th on Punkerton Records. It's called One Cut Away From Love. They've released a couple singles. One single called Home got kind of some attention by legendary punk musician and frontman Mike Herrera from MXPX. We're going to talk to him about that, the making of the record, and what fans can expect. Plus, the band is set to play a couple shows at the Fest this year at the end of October. We're going to talk to him about that. But right now, let's get into the latest music video from Knives and from One Cut Away From Love. It's called Dance Electric, and it's on Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast. Danny, Brendan, and Adam from Knives. What's going on, guys? You know what? It's pretty crazy because I didn't think you guys were going to be joining Adam and Brendan. I didn't know you guys would be joining, but that's so awesome. Thank you guys for being a part of this podcast. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. We were super busy, so we weren't going to be on there, but we cleared everything for you. So
what I actually did is I had a heart today, so I decided to let them know we're filming.
Oh yeah,
that way, and I invited them out to be part of.
He let us out of the dungeon in the basement
podcast.
He kept us out of another podcast.
Yeah, he's the only one with the key, right?
Yeah.
Lets you guys out and then feeds you every once in a while.
This is the first time I've seen light in weeks.
And it's like fake light. It's not even the sun.
Is it everything you thought it could be?
It's overrated. I want to go back into the dungeon, but we'll do this.
Oh man, Yeah, it's no, it's awesome to see you guys. For our viewers and our listeners, we had met Adam. Obviously, we haven't met you yet, but back in February at This Is Hasselberry in Castleberry, Florida, you guys played a really cool show with me and Jesus and Feed the Right Wolf, and I had the opportunity to meet you, Danny and Brendan. What a fun show that was. I don't know if you guys play so many damn shows. I don't know if you really remember it too much. I do remember it.
That one's hard to forget.
Excuse me. What's that?
It's hard to forget the smoke shop.
Yeah,
That's right.
It was such a
smoked out in there.
yeah, it was such a unique, I guess, a venue.
Yeah.
One that I I don't know how many unique venues you guys come across in all the shows that you do, but as far as I'm concerned, when I called the promoter ahead of time, said, "Hey, are you guys selling alcohol?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think so. Then I get there and there's no alcohol, and I actually had to constantly.
We had alcohol.
We all had alcohol in the cars and stuff, in the coolers and stuff, and that was fine. But like during your show and during Feed the Right Wolf, I was going back and forth to the liquor store that was right next door and going back in. It was just such a wild.
Yeah,
And that liquor store sold. That liquor store sold hummus and all that shit like that. There's all types of shit in there.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Yeah, it was.
Interesting.
It was so. It was amazing, and then and then at the end of the night, we went to the Copper Rocket, one of the legendary establishments that they revamped it over the past couple of years, and it was pretty awesome. But at the end of the night, I will say that I was a little overserved, and I hopped into the wrong Uber, and the guy.
Oh shit! Really?
Did we see that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah. So
remember
I looked at my phone and it was like a white car. It was like a white like Prius or something, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. And I see a white car pull up, and I get in the car, and the guy shows me his phone, and it's a girl. He goes, "You're not her." And I go, "Oh, sorry, my bad."
For $20, I could be.
$20 is $20.
Yeah. I'll be whoever you want me to be.
Yeah. But I made it home. The guy showed up right after me. But yeah, that right after that guy. But that was pretty funny, and it was a hell of a night. It was a really great show to see you guys like so up close in front. It was pretty badass. What do you remember from that show?
The fog.
Nothing.
Yeah, the fog.
Yeah, the fog machine.
You
That
couldn't
was
see
like.
through it. Well, at first they didn't have it on. We asked them to turn it on, and then I couldn't even see the other band members.
Yeah,
on the
like you had to be right up
stage.
on Josh, which is the drummer, to even see him. Like you literally could see the front of his cymbals, and that was it. It was crazy.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
We were
Have you-
definitely drinking. We started drinking. I don't know what day of that was the tour, like what number show that was, but we had already been drinking Jaeger obviously all day, and then a few shows before that.
Speak for yourself. I definitely didn't. I'm
Yeah. Brendan is a sober one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
What's,
Saturday.
Why? What
Yes.
happened Saturday?
A video shoot.
Disregard.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
We'll listen to that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, sweet. Sweet.
yeah.
How about it? Hear that, Brendan?
We're gonna talk about it.
Fine.
This is actually
Well,
an intervention.
we can talk about it right now if you
This
want.
is actually an intervention for him.
Well, it didn't work out. Just fed
No?
me alcohol. And I wore a
Yeah, we
blonde
could talk
wig.
about it.
I shaved my head, so I think anytime I have hair, I get this god complex, and I think I can do whatever I want.
That's really what it stemmed from, like, because he
Yeah.
normally doesn't
He's a
have hair.
character.
Right.
But like, yeah, he had a wig for the video shoot that we shot, and then as soon as it's on, he's on. So
Oh right,
it's
right.
like pretty much Dirty Mike and the Boys is
Yeah.
his persona.
And what we wrapped up the beginning of our shoot, which was the band, the performance of it. So we wrapped that up pretty early. So there was a couple hours in between where we had to go to our next location. And what do you do when you have downtime? You drink. So
Yep.
Yeah, and I normally have Jaeger bottles on hand, and so we did that. But that wasn't even the main thing, because once we had alcohol as soon as we got there in the morning, we started shooting at 10 a.m.
yeah, but I brought some
So,
White
yeah, he had
Claws
a
or
box of
something.
White Claws,
And
so we're drinking that all morning while we were shooting.
You guys
Right.
are just making us sound like actual alcoholics, though. We just were.
nah, we were good.
Nah.
We were having
There's nothing wrong
fun.
with it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see the video. It came out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So let's talk about the video. What's the song that you're doing the video for?
Oh, this sin of mine.
Oh, the Cinnamon. Yes. And
Cinnamon.
it's coming out when?
Cinnamon.
We actually got a new date now. So the song itself will be out on September 13th, which is a Friday the 13th. But the video, because some new things came to light actually yesterday, we want to do it early. So the video is going to be out September 6th.
Oh, sweet.
Everywhere. So we can
that's
whatever it is, 2 weeks, something like that.
But
Yeah,
the song's
that's awesome,
fucking
man.
awesome. It's my favorite song, I think, to play. It's definitely a little different than the first single that came out.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
we were gonna do a different song for the video, and then I know they wanted to do this one from the beginning, and I had a different idea, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what, this will actually make a good video, so I'm on board with it. I came around, and I think it was the right choice. I think this is a good song to do. And
well, the thing was this song, when we talked about doing it, we weren't doing a video for it here the way we did this video. We were going out to a different state to record a video, and you've heard the album, so the first minute or so of the song is really just me. So it's like,
we're gonna drive to Alabama.
Yeah, we're gonna drive out to a different state, pay this money to do this, and it's for the good of the band, but like, it's just, let's do a banger video or banger song as opposed to like this. This is more serious. It's a good song, but still more serious. So when we actually X'd that idea altogether to go to a different state, to Alabama, to do it, and we decided to do a video here, it pretty quickly came to like, well, we're here, let's do it. We love the song, and we weren't going to release this single first. It was going to be My Only Gold, and so we switched those, and now shot the video for this video, and kind of went I want to say it's not serious route with it, but storyline. It's it's kind of emotional
with some silly undertones. We do a couple of silly things.
Yeah, we wanted to showcase our.
We kind of got to be looking for them.
Our band, regardless, like our personalities and stuff. So it's a serious song, and you'll get that. But if you just kind of pay attention, you can see.
It's still a fun video.
Yeah, it's the song's great, and Danny and you and I were going kind of back and forth as far as the song. So you let me listen to the album. The album's One Cut Away from Love. It's coming on November 15th on Punkerton Records, but you let me hear a whole bunch of songs, and I gave you kind of notes, and it's so ironic that you and I were kind of going back and forth about this song in particular, because I was saying that it has a lot of that Alkaline Trio vibes to it. And we're kind of going back and forth, and I asked you, who do you prefer? Do you prefer Skiba or Dan? And both you and I said Dan, so I thought that was pretty cool. But I love this song, love the album. So what's exactly the song about lyrically?
The song by itself is it's relationship, but it's like it's post breakup kind of deal. So even with the intro, you kind of get right away, like the person in it, the male character in the video is actually kind of writing just what the lyrics are, and then without giving anything away, it's just kind of writing a letter, or even talking to, in his mind, the girl, whoever he's with, his relationship, asking if her new partner does these things that maybe he did for her. Like they were so in love back in the day, whatever it is, and he wrote songs for her. He was emotional with her, this and that. And then now that they're not together, and maybe she's with whoever else, is that person doing those things?
Does he eat your ass? Does he, the important stuff?
Right.
Yeah. Let me turn his mic off.
No.
Yo, do you got control? Okay. No. All right. So I'm super excited to see the video. Obviously I'm a music video guy. I love 80s, 90s guy that remembered when TV would play music videos. So it's one of the reasons why I started Signal Chords and doing the music videos, because I feel like it's an important format still to this day. I think, even though it's not on TV, I still think it's a great medium for bands to, showcase, what they have in their songs. You know what I mean? Do you guys think that same way?
Yeah, I think what you're doing is it's an evolved form where, we have this new technology, these podcasts and stuff. I think it's maybe even a better way to put it out there. You're doing the same thing, but better, and keeping the spirit alive is what I feel like, because without it, there'll be a piece missing from the community, really.
I think some of my first memories of songs or finding out about bands I love was like I thought the All the Small Things video was hilarious, so I would rush home after school to try to watch TRL every day, and just hope to catch it. And that's kind of how I got into pop punk in general.
Yeah, and I know you guys are big Blink 182 fans. So here's the and didn't you guys do a song, a cover of a Blink 182 song, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, we do online right now at the moment. There's a Blink mashup, so it's Damn It and I Miss You. We will be taking that down soon though, because we're going to re-record that cover with new members and stuff like that, and actually do a different mashup, which is going to be Taylor Swift as well as Blink.
Oh, really?
So that'll be a mashup we do relatively soon.
That's how we do it live right now.
Yeah, that's how we do it now. So I want to get that, get that to tape.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking like you're of new members, Adam, welcome to Knives. How long have you been with Knives now?
Just a couple months, really, since St. Patrick's Day was my official start date. Yeah,
we drank.
Okay.
Yeah, we did drink. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. I just answered an ad on Facebook, and like the next day I was meeting with the band, and we went to this bar, and we just tried to catch each other's vibes and see if I'd be a good fit, like personally and stuff. And then we did an audition to make sure I can play the songs because they already had a tour planned and everything, so I need to be tour ready. And I guess I did good enough because I'm here. So
for now,
for now. So that's all I can really ask for. So but when I first checked these guys out, instantly fell in love with the music. I wouldn't want to do anything if I didn't like the music. Obviously, I don't want to be in a band just to be in a band. I want to be in a band that I'm passionate about, that speaks to me, and the music did that. I think the first song I listened to was Home, and that's just such a banger. Ask Mike Carrera.
I want to talk about that. Yep.
So it was interesting and it was fun. And I'm a guitar player, and in the ad it said even if you play guitar and you want to try something new and switch to bass, and I was like, that could be me.
Yeah.
And so I'm having a lot of fun playing a different instrument and stuff. So
there's a reason though that I wanted that aspect of like hinting for a guitar player who wants to play bass, because of the parts that I wrote for bass aren't normal 4-chorded, follow just a normal rhythm, and that's it. Yeah, like I wanted bass runs. I wanted to be like nostalgic, like how MXPX or NoFX or Less Than Jake, Rancid. I wanted bass line. I just didn't want. Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to make sure someone can pull that off that was going to be in the band long term, because not all bass players do that. It's just the normal. They just do the 4 notes, and that's what it is, and it's they might be able to play those 4 notes good, but like it doesn't. I want it to not be boring.
Yeah, you want diversity, right?
Yeah.
With the instrument, like you said, you just don't want to play the same notes and all that kind of stuff, and that's what I love about punk. And just like you said, I love those. I was listening to Face to Face just released a unreleased track from 2017 from the Protection album earlier. They just dropped it today. It's from that album. It's like a scrap or a B-side or whatever. And just the bass leads, like, I mean, it's just, I just love that sound. And when bands are able to implement that, that's amazing. But all right, speaking of Home, this is like an incredible song. I love it. It's one of those things where it's caught the eye of Mike Herrera from MXPX. You submitted their music, your music to his podcast, and how'd that come about? I mean, that's pretty awesome. And then now your podcast with him came out today as well on his own podcast. So how did you
check it out, or no? Did you check it out, or you stuck to your I'm not going to watch it yet?
I'm not going to watch it yet because I didn't want to watch it and be like, oh yeah, he already asked that question. You already asked that question. So I can't do it, but I'll listen to it tomorrow and I'll be like, oh, I should ask that question. I should ask that question.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, so how it came to be was apparently Brandon from Punkerton Records. He's in there. So Mike Herrera has a podcast Facebook group, and so Brandon's a part of that Facebook group. And so he just submitted a song because they do a New Music Monday deal where everyone submits songs, and then he'll randomly pick songs and talk about them, listen to them, and give his like critique. So Brandon did that when Home was out. Whenever it was, I'm not sure how long it took to do it because I'm sure he has a long list of songs he has to play. So eventually he did it. Someone heard it, either tagged us or tagged Brandon, or Brandon found it and tagged us, and they played it. And then he ended up saying on the podcast that he really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw that.
He
That was
said,
awesome.
This is punk. Quote, and you can quote him.
Yeah.
But then he played it again for some reason. Now I think at that point I
Also submitted
submitted it again myself, not knowing, or I don't know what the reason was. I think what happened? Okay, so that happened, and then we actually went to MXPX Atari's concert in Orlando. So the day of, or a couple of days before, I went on there and I was like, "Hey, it's Danny Attack. You from Knives, you aired our song Home. Just wanted to let you know we'll be at the show. You know, we're gonna have fun, blah blah blah. And then if there's anyone in the group that is going as well in Orlando, hit us up if you see us. We have tons of stickers to give out for free. Just kind of shamelessly promoting the band as well.
Yeah.
So after that show already happened, maybe a week or two later, he finally got to that comment or that post that I made. So it was late, and he saw it, he read it online. He's like, "Oh shit, yeah, I remember now," or whatever he said. If I would have known you guys were there, I would have had you guys come up or come backstage, whatever the case was. And then I think I put the link for Home there as well, but just saying, "Hey, this is the song we had danced," just so he could, like a reminder for him, not to air it again or anything. But he was like, "Oh," basically he was like, "Oh, fuck it, it's here. Let's just do it again. I really love the song, so we're gonna do it again." So he did that again, and then he kind of gave us a little bit more praises that day.
Well, he said it was his favorite song from all the Music Mondays. And we were like, "Holy!"
Well, that wasn't then yet. That wasn't
time?
So.
Oh, that was when Dance came out.
Right.
Yeah, Dance.
So I got that on there, and then Pete obviously he liked the song, and then finally when Dance Electric came out, the video for that was submitted, and the same deal. He airs it, and actually when he starts talking about the band, he automatically goes to he submitted Home. And then that's where he goes to what Brendan was saying, that Home is, out of all the Music Mondays he's been doing this for how many years he's been doing this, Home is the best song that's shown up or been submitted that he likes, and so much so that he's put it in his own personal private playlist that he has for bands, things like that he likes.
Wow!
So he put that on there, even though there was some little bit of scrutiny with some of the screams that happened.
Oh yeah.
But either way,
he doesn't like the screams, or no?
They're just not for him. I mean, but that's a lot of people.
He's like, I don't actually dislike him in this part, but I'm like, that's not really a compliment either.
It's just if you're gonna
fucking, he said all good things. I'm definitely the guy that's gonna hone in on the one tiny negative though.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but that's talking to 40-year-olds that grew up listening to not screams.
Yeah.
Punk rock with no screams, and now there's this punk rock with screams. Like, oh shit, that's different. Maybe I don't like it. Not that I don't like it, but it's just not what I'm used to. And he definitely said it's not gonna deter me away, deter from the song. It's just not his cup of tea, because that's not the music that he likes.
And the thing is, it's not really like a screamo song or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what Danny said on the podcast with him is it's kind of a culmination of all the stuff we like. And so
absolutely.
So it kind of clashes in a really good way, I feel like, where maybe you don't think it should belong there, but then it found its place though, really. You know what I mean?
Said, it's we try to use it to drive more emotional parts home. So I guess
Forever
this night I might hold the cut of her bones resting so close, like blood on my lips, the taste of home. You dig your nails deep in my soul, lay cut through these skins and I'm yours, so silent at peace, soaked in your blood. This hell is mine. One last kiss and now go. Your fatal touch is my goal. Let's set a fire for one more night till I'm home.
That's such a great story. And then how did he? So he did Dance Electric. I did see that he did the video for that and Home. How did it come to be? Did he reach out to you and say, "Hey, do you want to be a part of the podcast?" And
Well,
do it,
he
or
didn't
how'd
reach
that
out
happen?
to me, but he did say on that podcast for Dance Electric that he's kind of talked about me like a tiny bit, and then was like, "Oh, hey, if you're out there, if you see this and you want to come on the podcast, hit me up and we'll make it happen." Basically, so I did.
Awesome.
Like later on that day when I heard it, I sent him a message saying, "Hey, it's Danny. You mentioned I can come on the podcast. Let me know what you're thinking, this and that." He eventually did hit me back up and it's like, "Yeah, dude, love to have you on." And then we went through picking days, and then yesterday, no, what day was it? Whatever day it was, last week.
Yeah.
We recorded it, and then it aired today, this morning at 7 a.m.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And as far as like growing up, I know you love Blink 182 and MXPX and grew up on those. And is it kind of a surreal moment that you're sharing the microphone and talking to him and
Yeah,
come all this way and talking to him?
Yeah, it's it like initially it was just like, oh shit, it's fucking MXPX. He's invited me to go on the podcast. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. That's it's you kind of take people at face value, and it's just kind of like, but Mike was fucking cool as fuck. Like, there's no reason for me to think he wasn't. It's just myself just going through what I've gone through. It's just like, oh, maybe it's not going to happen. Just kind of like not getting my hopes up type of deal. So I kind of wasn't really. I was excited at first at all that was going on. They said those things because that's awesome, for the band. It's just I'm not going to kind of get excited or really super happy for it until it's happening. So it's right there,
Yeah.
Sure.
We did it, and then talking to him, a little bit nervous, a little bit because it's fucking Mike Herrera, and then it's like, then it just got comfortable, and it's just like,
sounded like old friends.
at that point, it was just like
really cool.
we're just kind of hanging out talking about
Some
shit,
parts
shooting the shit.
even old lovers.
Some would
Oh,
say,
yeah.
some would say, old
Some would
lovers.
say.
Insatiable lovers, should I say?
Could be.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, see what I did there?
You can never have enough. You can never have enough.
No, that's awesome. What a great story. And who knows? I mean, you guys could be going on tour with them.
I
before
definitely
you know it.
planted the seed.
Yeah.
More
No,
ways than one.
Oh,
Unless he
all right.
says
Well,
this, in which way-
we'll follow up on episode
Just
2,
one way,
or part 2.
verbally, or just orally.
Right.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait, that didn't come out right.
Or did it?
No, that's awesome. I mean, the 3 singles from the new record are amazing. And I, it's the songs that aren't out yet. I can't wait for people to hear. I think it's I think there have been a lot of strong debut records this past couple years. And I know people have been in bands and they've had some time during quarantine to lock down and do all that kind of stuff and really hone in on recording. But this album is super strong. I mean, it's faster. Like some of the singles, like Home is great, and Dance Electric's great. But there's some fast paced songs on here that I really love. And that opener, the opener of it's
My Only
awesome.
Gold.
My Only Gold.
Yeah.
God,
That's a
it's
fun
such
one.
It's such a just right straight to it, get to it.
That's one of
I
my
really-
older songs too. It's one of the
Is
older
it?
songs.
That's a really old.
Yeah.
It was with a banjo. I
Yeah,
think,
there's
when
a
Yeah.
couple songs
recorded.
there's a couple songs on here from your solo record that you've juiced up as far as electronically with Kiss You in Hell on there, and I think Chemicals on there or no?
Yeah.
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 Well, every single one of these songs is released on Danny Attack as well.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So people can get a
except for
different
Dance,
taste.
no, Dance Electric's not. Sorry, that one's
Okay.
not, that's only on here. You're not going to find that on any. Well, no,
I could tell him how to
that's
find it.
that. Yeah, never mind. There is an super old version of it, not called that.
It's an electronic song.
Yeah, it's actually an electronic, like, I don't want to say
Dubstep.
but like it has some influences like that.
Oh, that's awesome. No, it's and you have such a kind of it's totally different, right? The Danny Attack stuff is more almost folky, kind of just emo, kind of just slow moving, really good stuff. But when you plug in these songs and making them own with knives, it's really cool. You can hear 2 sides of the same song, which is really cool. It's almost like releasing a an acoustic record, but it's still you still have electronic stuff on the solo record too. So.
Yeah, I feel like the knife stuff is more natural with these songs.
Mhm.
Because of how in my influences growing up, doing with Fat Records, that all the punk stuff, So it's
Right.
like these songs I would have loved to have written back then when I first started playing music, but I wasn't talented enough to do it. But now that like I've however many years I've been playing, and these songs are already written, but the transition was just super easy and super natural to do it this way. As of like the Danny Attack stuff, I didn't grow up listening to folk, country, indie, none of that. So like I really had to try and hone in whatever that sound was, and that sound's still all over the place. I don't stick to one form of acoustic music. It's all different. Like it can be folky or folk punk or murder folk, and
You have to change it a lot when you
Americana.
play them live. Sometimes you do like a acoustic punk set.
Yeah, exactly. So
nice.
So I'll cater to whatever audience I have, or maybe even what I'm feeling that day. So like, but when it was time to do these songs this time around, because me and Brendan did try to do this, I don't know, probably 3 years ago or something.
Maybe more.
Yeah, maybe even more.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like
Or
the
act
first
no,
year
it
that we
was
met
it was the
during it?
first year of COVID
Okay.
that we tried to do this, and I was just like, let's just do something. It wasn't going to be called Knives. It was just let's just write some
I'm
stuff.
glad we didn't though, because we had a totally different idea.
Right.
And
It was just so
this is
hard to
perfect
do it.
for
It was just wasn't trying to go in a punk rock, old nostalgic way. I was trying to make it more new and what people are listening to nowadays and shit like that. And it just wasn't hitting. It wasn't doing anything. So we just like kind of let it be and not do it at all. And this time around, I wasn't trying to force it when we made this band. It was just not even supposed to really be a band. It was supposed to be a weekender.
birthday show.
Yeah, like a whole birthday show that I had planned. I just wanted to do this band for my birthday, punk rock. Let's just kind of do like have a party, and then it was just easy just to make the songs do that. There was no like pressure to. It was just let's just have fun and just have a party with it. And then they ended up becoming these songs, and then it just kind of fell into place. Now I know what the direction is. It's just me 5,000 years ago.
Right.
How old are you?
5,010.
What's that?
Super Jesus.
Super. No, it's speaking of like the process and stuff, do you kind of just sit down with an acoustic guitar and just write riffs, and then the lyrics kind of come together, or do you have an idea, as far as lyric wise that you want to go with it, and you try to put guitar with it? How does the process work, and how does it incorporate with knives and the music?
For the most part, it's going to be. I think the melody and lyrics kind of switch off between what comes first on that. It's never usually a guitar part. And if I do, I never write a guitar part and then write a song off of it. I'll have a guitar part and it's just what it is until I decide I want to use it. Lyrically, I'll come up with an idea and then maybe start basing a song off of that. And then in my head at the same time, I somehow started creating the melody for it. And then I'll add the chords to it after. Like I know what key I can sing in or what's comfortable. And then so I just revolve that song around those chords. And then, as the song progresses, I can start putting riffs in, or stops, doing the whole production part of it after the main verse chorus is done, bridge stuff. Same formula for almost every song. And then like I was taught once, not taught, but like I was in a session back, early 2000s, whatever it was, with the producer I forgot what his band name was, but he was like a pop alternative guy who was on the radio, this and that. And he was doing some more stuff. And I was trying to make music for musicians or for yourself, where you make it just hard for no reason. Everything's just technical and I don't want anything to repeat because that's how the radio is and shit like that, just super dumb about it. And then when he actually went in to help produce that record, it was like, dude, stick with the formula. Trust me, do the formula, have it all done, and then go back and then break the formula. Add different things to do it, but still keep that basis of the pop, commercial formula, and it'll work every time. And so to this day, that's still what I do. I write the same thing, intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out, and then you write that and you go back and then you just fuck with it. How can I make it a little bit different? What's more interesting? Add stops, like different progressions. And that's just kind of what it is for myself.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that makes things a lot easier, right? If you have everything from start to finish, you could totally, like you said, just totally mess with it. And you have time. You don't have to feel pressured that like, I need an ending here, or I need a beginning part here. You have like the nuts and bolts, the bones of it. You know what I mean? That's awesome.
What you say? You're saying something.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just saying
You're saying something good about me?
Yeah, you can make
Let's hear him out.
4 chords in 10 songs and they're the same 4 chords, but every song sounds so fucking different and so cool.
Don't tell people
That's
that.
amazing.
It's so hard for me to when I was first learning the songs because I was like, wait, is this song or this song? But I eventually figured it out. I got smart.
Well, like I was saying, like I know my range, my vocal range. I know where it sits. I know where this part where people tell me, oh, your vocal is this and that. I know where that vocal is and sits. So when I do these melodies, they can sound all different, but I'm still using almost the same chords on all these songs. And if you like dive into it, or if you're a musician and you can like hear things like that, you can hear these songs, you're like, no fucking shit, they didn't change a chord yet or something, you know? And like, but the melody, I'm so like melody and lyrically driven on what I'm writing that at least I hope you can't tell. Like, I hope all the songs don't sound like the same song over and over.
No, they don't.
Yeah, you can't. Especially when you add like the different melodies that you do and different lead guitar parts.
The stops.
It definitely separates them, and they're so fun to play. And it's just kind of amazing from an artist standpoint to be able to take what you know it's going to be good, and then fuck with it and make it sound different and enjoyable and get different emotions out of each and every one of these songs. People are going to listen to the album and they're going to feel a certain type of way on this song and on this song, and it's going to be like a roller coaster of emotions. It's going to be nice. Now,
do you guys have all this hammered out before you enter the studio and know exactly what you're going to do, so that way you save some money,
well,
time?
Luckily, this time around, it wasn't too bad or anything like that. Because me and Brendan were in the band originally when it started, a birthday or two ago, and then we didn't do it we did it that weekend and didn't do it for a while. But we had all these songs that were Danny Attack songs, so they're already going to be a certain way. So nothing much changed for those old songs. Really, it was kind of set in how they were going to be. So those are easy to just go in the studio and record. But yeah, definitely like. And maybe they'll hate me for saying this, but like once I bring a song to the table, it's almost already done. Like I'm like, when I asked you how's this song sound, what can we do, is more of a rhetorical question. I just yeah, it's like
I can't hear you.
Repeat that a line.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you can hear him?
Yeah, I can barely hear him. Yeah. No, grab the mic from there you go.
All right. Well,
there
we're just gonna get real close. But I was saying, like, he'll come to us. He's receptive to ideas to an extent. Like, we're not gonna change everything, but it's like in Knives, the song, it's I was like, I want you to repeat that line from the beginning later, and then you do it, and
it worked. So it's like, I mean, I was being like kind of an asshole when I say it's rhetorical. I mean, like you said, to an extent, it's correct. Like the song's basically done. What can we do to polish it up, like from a production standpoint? Maybe, like you said, add a line somewhere, or maybe a stop, anything like that. But as of the structure, I'm pretty set normally on how the structure goes and how I want it, because those rules that I follow. I know they work, and I know. So
but it's not always true though, because you do.
Well, he wouldn't know because he's just got in the band.
No, but I've had a chance to.
This mic now.
Well, I had something to say. You were done, right?
Jump on the shoulders.
So,
well, first, before he starts, for anyone who comes in and you see an edit where this is on a stand, and then it's not on a stand, because he broke it, and so now he has to hold the mic.
Yeah, he's challenged. He's Mike challenged.
He tried to swallow it whole.
It's called baloney.
He tried to swallow it, and then he broke it.
The stand is baloney.
Brendan's mic doesn't work. Is not on.
It's weird because like
Adams is broken.
Was the pad on?
I might be.
I don't know. I could hear him perfect.
I could hear him like very well.
Better now. Just real quick. Is this better?
No.
No.
The other way was better, I think. Okay.
All right,
So
go ahead,
Adam. So I've had a chance to learn these songs, play these songs, tour with these songs, right? And then so when we're going into recording the album and stuff, Danny goes, "Oh, by the way, I changed this," and it makes the song better. Which that's the beauty about songwriting. You might have something set in stone, you think, and then all of a sudden you mess around with something, and then it elevates the song. Music can change so much, and it impacts it even more. So when he first played the song first, when we were practicing,
What song? What talking about?
I forget what the you're like, these leads are gonna make us famous. What song is that?
Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he messed
Sure,
with
you're
Ghost, and we're trying to practice with it, and we're like, what the hell is this? It sounds good, but we were messed up for a second. So yeah, I think Danny had some.
I had to do things and not tell them.
alterations.
I had to do things on my own and not tell them about it, and
Yeah.
like just kind of surprise them and be like,
Oh, he's like, oh, by the way,
You're not playing this anymore.
I recorded this different than what it is.
You're clipping.
Yep.
yeah, just
Oh,
like,
sorry.
There you go.
But yeah, he's like, oh, by the way. So it's been a wild ride with some of that. So not everything is always set in stone right before the record. We had some liberties which made the record better. So
Yeah, and
we actually did. Yeah, you're gonna ask where we recorded it.
Yeah.
Or, well, so the drums were actually recorded at a studio. I don't know the name of it. The studio. It's in a studio, but it's here in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And we recorded the drums offsite because I'm in an apartment here. And I don't have a place for drums. Or
he
anything like
recorded a Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. He was like part of their first record.
Yeah, his name is
stuff.
Paul.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
something or other.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He was pretty quick with the drum edits.
Levinsky.
I
don't know his last name.
never actually
Paul
been
something,
there.
but he's the engineer for the big red jumpsuit album that came out.
Yeah.
So
Jacksonville
we
natives too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we went to him to do the drums because a few of our friends have gone to him already and just came highly recommended. So we did that. But I have a studio downstairs in the cave, which we keep Adam. And so for the recording process, that part's fine. We just go in, we make sure the drums and the structure is what it's going to be, and that's kind of it, because paying for studio time obviously sucks.
Yeah.
But luckily on this one, we have our benefactor by the name of Pinkerton Records, who paid for it.
Yes.
So we went in, recorded all the songs on drums, and then I was able to take as long as I needed in the recording process. So we have our little whiteboard up there with check marks on what needs to be done. We just kind of went through it. Like my parts are I do my parts when no one's here, because it does take me a while, because I'm my own worst critic when I'm doing it. I'll mess up, do it again, not like it, or keep changing things as I go, just different ideas. So I'll just go downstairs and re-record it. So that part took a while. So having to do that in a studio would have costed so much more money, in the long run. So we didn't have to. So, but we got everyone in, did their parts here. And everything's basically written already, and that way they can just come do it,
Well, funny story about that too is we got all of our stuff recorded. Me and Brendan came over and knocked our parts out. It took me forever. He knocked his parts out pretty quick.
Come on, yeah. Give me credit here. One take Brendan. That's what I want to be known as.
One take Brendan.
That's what the girls call him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to say that.
Or the wife. His wife.
So we got it all recorded and everything, but I was playing on Danny's bass, which I'm not accustomed to.
It's superior.
I wanted to say
it's a bass for bassists.
But like the pickup on it is so big, and so I kept hitting it with my pick. I'm not used to the placement of it. So
he's also not a bass player by trade.
Yeah,
so I can see playing guitar versus having actually do a recording on bass. And I gave him it was kind of an ultimatum too, because I did a tour. And I was like, when I get back off tour, if you don't know these songs, you're not on the album. That's kind of what it was.
Really?
Because we had to have it done by my next tour, because we put them in the band at an awkward time, and definitely needed to be rushed because we had a tour for us to do, but I was going to go on my own tour before that. So we had to first audition him, get him in the band. He was good enough. I already knew he was good enough, but then some of the smaller, like the runs, the stuff that needed to really be hit, he needed to run those things while I was gone. I wasn't going to be here to teach him. So he kind of just had to pick up on his own. When I got back, he knew him. He basically knew him, for the most part. But then just knowing him sitting at at home is different than being in the studio to a click.
The pressure's on, yeah.
Right. And I'm there.
How do
I'm
you
not
play with the click? That's one of my biggest questions. How do you play to a click?
You got to internalize it. For me, that's how I do it.
Feel it. Yeah.
I need it so loud in my ears, and
I might not be the nicest person when we're recording,
which it's a good thing, because you want it to sound great. So if
I had a certain expectation.
Not there,
like I said, I was like, either if you don't learn them, you're not on it, and I didn't want it to be like, well, you learn these two songs, and you could be on these two songs, and maybe I'll do the rest. I wanted to say bass Adam.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
and for that to be a blanket sheet over the whole thing, not just bass on these or Danny on these. I didn't want to take over. I mean, I did want to take over the parts, but I didn't need to with Adam. Because I would have just been like,
it was an exercise in giving up some control, and you did great.
Yeah.
Because
I was like, if you don't get it, I'm just gonna do it.
does.
No. Well, it's with my music, yes.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes and no. He wants it to be the best, and frankly, he's probably the best musician in Knives. So he could do it all. He can do it all except the screams.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, so my pick was clicking on the pickup, and you could hear it, and it's like you couldn't. Sometimes you couldn't hear it right away when we were recording it, but when Danny was listening to it,
because I had to go back and do a bunch of editing, like just normal editing, not like editing because you suck.
Yeah, just mixing.
I had to take
stuff.
everything down, like take all the noise out, and then when I finally got to it, because I had to leave for this tour, I was editing like hours, like I doing my job, and then just 10 hours a day, just in there cutting things down, just not doing anything but that. And then when it finally got to the bass tracks, there's just pick noise. I was like, fuck, I didn't realize that was going on at the time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I should have. That's my fault. But then I think we tried to get a hold of Chris Vogel, who's the mixer, the actual mixing engineer, and but he's in Switzerland, so there was a whole time gap, and I was leaving the night of. I was doing final touch-ups, and everything was going to be sent to him, and they did with it, but they couldn't get a hold of him because of where he's at, and just I think it was probably a weekend, and so that night, I don't know if we had a show or a practice or something.
I think we had a show or something.
We had a show, and I was like, hey, bad news. Here's what's going to happen. You need to come back to my place, and we're going to do an all-nighter and record bass because of this purpose, or I'm just going to record it on myself.
Yeah.
And so he opted to come over. We went until probably the morning, redid all the vocals with his bass that he's more comfortable on. We sacrificed tone a little bit. Well, I believe.
I don't know. I think you're this actually sounds pretty good.
It sounded better than I thought it was going to initially sound between the two basses. And I was like, Chris is a professional. He can take this tone and make it great, and he did.
Sure.
I was just kind of worried about that part of it, and I just if you play with my bass, it's going to be an extra step that he doesn't have to do, on the mixing side. But he's a pro. I should have just trusted that in general. But yeah, we went. He knocked all the songs out, and however long it took.
We said 3 in the morning or 4. I don't know. I felt like it was late, but we pulled an all nighter and got it done.
Sent it in, and then I went off for tour, and that was it. Sent it off to Chris, and he did all the stuff. And however many weeks later it took him to do it, that was all.
And
done.
how long from start to finish for this new record? Of getting everything together. Did it take you guys to come to where you're at now?
What do you?
I don't know when we started,
officially recording or writing the song. I mean, the songs are obviously Danny and
drums.
So
I think whenever we started recording those drums.
So when Josh started doing the drums,
weeks on weeks.
I don't fucking know. You got months?
It was definitely months.
Okay.
It wasn't weeks. It was definitely.
I've got no concept of time once it's passed. I'm like, it was all in a day.
This year, no, we recorded some of those back in December and November. A couple of songs like Chemicals originally.
Oh yeah.
So, and those are the same drums from back then.
So it's been in the works for a while.
Yeah, I would say about 6 months.
Okay.
When I came in, they'd already recorded some of the drum tracks and stuff. Yeah. I went to the studio because I love that stuff, even though I wasn't doing anything in that. We were just doing drums.
Yeah,
we didn't have to record 2 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
So that was fun. So just if you add all the hours Danny did by himself and those, it had to have been a really long time. But people, I feel like, don't realize that it takes a long time to do a record. They think that you just go in and play it. And some bands, they do live records and stuff where they can get it all done in a couple takes, and it might just take one day. But to get a real polished, good record that you want everyone to be able to listen to,
especially if it's your debut record too, right? You want to come out at swinging, right? With everything that you got, you know what I mean? You wait for your sophomore album to do all that kind of stuff.
And then we go through several rounds of mixing too, and then edits, and it's a lot.
There definitely was a time gap between the editing part, not the editing part, the mixing part of it, because Chris Vogel, he's the one who did our mixing and mastering, being in Switzerland. So there's always at least a
Black
day in
and Bloom
between.
Studio.
Yeah,
Sure.
Black and Blue out of Colorado. That's where his studio is, but he's lives in Switzerland, does everything there now.
Wow.
But yeah, there's always going to be a day between us saying a note and him fixing a note, or fixing that note or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. You might,
so
you might as well just get like a whole list together of like things,
which is kind of
ask him one thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of how we went. We kind of did that process through 1 or 2 songs initially, and kind of got a template going on. He applied that to the rest of the songs, and then it was just tweaking from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so now that everything's done, it's coming out in November. Pre-orders are live right now at Punkerton. You can get order it pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it.
What very
appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But so it comes out in November, so we still got what 2 or 3 months before it comes out. You've got this new single that's coming out very soon in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Is there going to be another single or 2 before the album comes out? What's the latest with that?
Do you guys know, or do you want me to say it?
Yeah, so including Sin, which comes out.
Yeah.
Video September 6th.
The twofer on the 13th.
Is it? All right, well let him just let Danny do it because he knows. I don't know why I chose. Like, I felt like there was gonna be dead air and I was gonna have to talk, but I actually don't.
Yep.
I was just trying to get them a chance to talk if they knew the answers.
I know the answer.
Let's see if Adam knows the answers.
There's gonna be songs coming out soon.
So on September 13th, there's 2 songs. It's "Oh the Cinnamine" and the album version of "Chemicals." So we're dropping those. I know "Chemicals" is already out, which is why we're cool with just having it out again, because people already know what it's there. There is a new version of it, and this actually does have Adam, because the old version has our old bass player Mark on it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, so that comes out on the 13th, and then we do have one more single we're releasing before the album, and actually before Fest, which is "My Only Gold." Yep. So "My Only Gold" will be out in October.
Awesome. Yep.
I believe 1 week or a week and a half before Fest. So we'll have that. So we will have 3 more songs coming out officially before the album.
Yeah, it's a nice little schedule we got going on there. It's gonna feed the algorithm nicely. We hope.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you're speaking of Fest, and I've got some questions about Fest, because you're playing 2 nights, right?
I cannot get your band on Fest. I'm sorry.
No, I don't have a band.
I was kidding.
I can't even go because it's always like around Halloween.
You get my band on Fest. I don't nobody, bro. I'm glad I'm on Fest.
Yeah, so you're playing 2 nights, right? One with Danny Attack and one with the band. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, on Saturday, Danny Attack is at 7:40, I believe, at the Bull, and so that's that. I'm actually doing something different this year. I'm gonna do a cover set this year.
Are you?
Yeah. So usually I do all my original stuff, but this time I'm gonna do not just cover one band, but I'm gonna cover kind of like Fest, not Who's Who, but kind of like some of the popular ones like Gaslight or Alkaline Trio.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's awesome.
Things like that. Menzingers. I'm gonna do kind of like a song of each of these of my favorite big fest bands, and do that for us. And then that'll give me a chance to promo. And I am gonna do like either 1 or 2 originals. So I will be promoting or marketing whatever the next day, which is when Knives is playing, which you can hear the originals there. So I'll push for the Knives show on Sunday at, I don't remember the time, but we're at Vecinos, maybe 8.
Yeah, something like that.
Around there.
Yeah.
Is it your first time at Fest?
Adam.
I'd never even heard of Fest before I moved here. But apparently it's this huge festival, and I'm super grateful to play it. When they were talking, I feel like they were trying to persuade me when I was joining the band, like saying all these cool things to make me think the band was so cool. But
he was like, "Oh, you guys are even cooler than I thought."
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, they're like, we have a tour plan.
Vegas,
we
took you to Vegas.
That was fun. That was a good time. But yeah, so they were telling me about Fest, and it sounded really cool, and I'm really excited to play it and even be there. And as an artist, we get the 3-day pass. So even
you can check out all the bands.
Exactly. So even though I'm not playing those days, So I'm really excited because there's some really cool bands that I love. Like Touche Amore and
finish.
Oh no, that's about it. I'm just excited to play with some of these bands. Yeah,
I just realized. I mean, I was there, but only to play last year because it happened to be the weekend before I was getting married. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
So I
Yeah.
didn't really get to have the
Yeah.
whole fest experience.
Yeah,
So
he kind of
looking
showed
forward
up
to it
for
this
the
year.
show, or we all the morning of it,
Yeah.
during our sound check.
Yeah, yeah.
And then kind of had
And
to
then had to bounce shortly
pretty
after.
short,
Yeah.
pretty shortly after. But I held it down for all of us the rest
Thank
of the
you.
time,
Thank you for that.
even though
Yeah.
my back was broken.
Well, and I heard that it's like Burning Man, but with way more orgies. So I mean, hey,
Let's turn your mic
is that
up
what
here.
it is?
that's what I heard. I mean, I
Oh,
haven't
wow.
been there.
He
So
he tells himself that, so that's why he hears it.
Let's keep this safe over here for a minute.
That's
Get
the first
carried
time I
away
heard
again.
about that. That's amazing.
Give him that mic.
You want that one? The toy mic you guys
Yeah.
gave me?
It's like when you give a kid a controller that's not plugged in. It's like, here, play.
Yeah.
That's what that mic is.
That's the Adam mic.
Yeah.
No, it's, but no, it's awesome, man. Because I live, basically, I think Gainesville is pretty much halfway point for you and I. For you guys, right? If you're from Jacksonville, I'm from Orlando. It's pretty much like the happy medium for the most part, I would imagine.
If you want to drive into the sticks, yes, but
Yeah.
I can definitely get to you in 2 hours.
Yep.
Versus getting to Fest in about 1:20. And I know
It's an hour 20.
Fest from you is about 2 hours, right? Gainesville.
It's about an hour 40. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a weird triangle.
Yep.
But if I wanted to get to you, I definitely wouldn't go through Gainesville. I would just go to Orlando, down the 95 or whatever it is.
95.
I-4.
The I-4 eyesore.
I-4 eyesore. Yeah. No, that my daughter calls it her building every time we drive by. She's like, "There's my building." I'm like, yeah, I'll never be finished.
Yeah.
Gimme.
No, but that's awesome that you guys are playing Fest. I know a lot of bands that I've been interviewing, at Hopes and bands that are playing too as well. And to be able to play 2 nights, that's pretty badass. And I also noticed that you guys are going to be opening up for Guttermouth on September 13th in Jacksonville in the hometown.
Other tour announcements.
Okay, all right.
Can we divulge?
But first, yes, Guttermouth. I actually didn't know that they were even playing, and we were on our way. Where were we going?
To your show in Gainesville.
Your show in Gainesville.
You two were.
Oh,
You're going to lose.
no. Weren't we going to like Ocala to our show?
No, I sent it to you. It doesn't matter though.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
kinda
So we're
arbitrary.
in a car going to my show, and Brendan just was, I guess, scrolling or something, and he saw it pop up, because we all love the band and stuff. So he said, hey, get us on this show. I'm just like, okay. Like
Martin's
so
your
like,
boy. Martin, who owns Kona.
Yeah, so Kona, it's going to be at Kona, which is obviously the world famous skate park. But
nice.
We play there plenty of times, so they know who we are. And he was just
That's where you shot the video for Home, right?
Yeah, in the skate park section of it. Yeah, not the obviously not the venue part, but outside where all the ramps are and stuff. But I was like, dude, it's like in a couple weeks or a month or whatever it was. There's definitely already support for it, But I'll hit him up and see. Text Martin. He called me back right away, and then basically it was like, yeah, let me just make sure it's cool with the Guttermouth, because they were supposed to be bringing support with their own support with them because of whatever big shows. I think Punk in the Park or something is happening around that time.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're playing something in the area before or after that. So they were going to bring support with them, but that I don't know if that didn't happen or they still are. But a couple hours later, I got a text saying that we're on, so we'll be playing that, which is going to be
awesome.
great. Yeah, we love that venue. It's one of our favorite venues here, if not my favorite, to play. But so we always love playing there.
Adam's butt hurt because he's gonna be gone, so we're doing it as a 3-piece.
Oh yeah, there's that. Like Adam was in the car
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah, if you've seen making faces,
yeah,
no,
because he goes to Colorado every now and then. Because he's from Colorado.
Okay.
And so he has I don't know if it's a wedding or he's just going to Casa Bonita for some reason, like just to go.
I mean, I'll probably be going to Casa Bonita again. Casa Bonita is the shit, but
yeah, I loved it when I was there, but it was the old version of it.
I'm actually I'll be there for a birthday, and one of my best friends, Samantha. I'm going to her bachelorette party. And no,
Really?
I'm not the dancer. But
that's gonna be my follow-up question.
Yeah, no, I'm one of her like man of honor. No, not bridesman. I'm one of her bridesmaids, so it's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. But I'll be in Colorado. I love Colorado, so I'll come back. But I am severely hurt that I won't be here for that show, because that's to be awesome. Kona's awesome. I love playing with these guys. In any show that I can play with them, I would love to do. So I'm super. Exactly, you know,
being in the band, it's kind of what you're required.
But obviously, it's like they can do it without me. So I'm actually really happy that they still have the opportunity to play it.
Yeah, it was actually going to happen again. Actually, almost that he wasn't going to play something with us.
Yeah.
So, but on that time though, Brendan was telling me about the show, And I'm like, this day, and he's just there with his calendar, like he can't go, and he's just there like the little saddest little puppy ever, just in the seat. As we're talking about, we're gonna play the show, we're in, and he's like, well, and then we figured out that he wasn't gonna be able to do it, and like, okay, cool, I'll just play bass. So I'm gonna play bass for that song.
Okay.
So it'll be a 3-piece, one night only. But
Nice. Okay.
this happened again because we just got a tour offer yesterday. It's all
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Oh,
so it's actually
shit,
yesterday.
okay.
It's not announced yet. The tour's already announced, but us being on the tour is not. So we got news of the dates that were on there, and it turns out halfway through those dates, Adam goes to Colorado again, so he's not going to be here. And then he got super sad again because I was like, that. He's like, oh, Adam's like, I'm not going to be here. I was like, that doesn't matter. And then I just, because I can either get a bass player or I'm just going to play bass. Because if it's a good show, I don't want to turn it down, regardless of what it is.
Right.
So we got all the information, and so what's actually going to be happening is we got invited to play.
Do you need help with the band names?
Yes.
All right. The Color Fred, which is Fred Mascherino from Taking Back Sunday and Say Anything. Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Nice.
And Wakashiwa.
Yeah.
Wakashiwa.
Wakashiwa.
Yeah.
Wakashwa?
I don't know. I don't know the
I don't know how to pronounce
it.
So they're
Yeah.
a super dope band though. So
Yeah.
even though we don't know how to say it,
Yeah. So
precisely,
a
they're
band dropped
amazing.
off of it, like the special guest support for the tour, and so the label and then Ryan from Rookie of the Year started talking, and they wanted to put us on it. So that's all the information we got for it yesterday. Just kind of, this is what the dates are. Can we do it? There now, because he's not going to be here, and just it's not too much short notice, but it's kind of a short notice for people to take off work, and touring to cost money. So we obviously want to get this done. So how we worked it out for this thing is that this is only a 6-day run of this tour that they're doing, spanning from Orlando,
that's right,
to Maryland, I believe is the last date.
Yep.
So however the routing works for that.
Awesome.
The first 2 dates of this tour is going to be Knives. So Orlando and
Will's Pub.
Atlanta, at Will's Pub in Atlanta.
Oh, dude, I'm there, dude.
There you go. So October 1st, we'll be there.
Okay.
With Holly Glenn is actually the opener as well for that.
Also,
which is
Holly Glenn. That's Nathan Lazara, who's Adam Lazara's younger brother.
Taking Back Sunday, his brother. So they're opening the show up. And then the tour, and that's kind of how it will be. We're the first act of the tour, and then whatever local opener happens to be opening up. Now, like I said, the first 2 dates is Knives, and then I'll be playing solo Danny Attack of Knives for the rest of the tour.
Oh,
so
very cool.
I'll be doing my acoustic set, and normally I do an acoustic set Danny Attack style, but for this, because of this, I'm going to cater to the show, promo Knives, and I'm going to do a Knives set but acoustic. So it will be more pop punk friendly, acoustic wise. So we'll have all the Knives merch ready for everybody, and no promises, but we might be able to get a few copies of the record on hand for those October shows.
Oh, awesome.
Instead of waiting for November. So you'll have to go to those. We're not going to put them online at all. Zero online and nothing like that. You have to be at those shows to pick these records up, and or CD. We'll have CDs for sure. But the records will get there either day of the first show or day of the second show. So it's
awesome.
We don't know yet because they're not supposed to be here until mid-October. For us to have this stuff. But we're trying to get them rushed in. The label's doing a bunch of stuff for us and getting everything down. With all the distribution to try and rush this and do what he can to get it. So that's all that there. I'm not sure when that tour is going to be announced for our part though. Like I said, the tour's already up.
That's going to be my next question. When are you guys going to announce it or when will you be able to announce it?
As soon as we get the flyers. As soon as we get the flyer with our name on it, they have our logos. They have everything they need for it. It's just
so we just got to stay in touch with Brad before he reveals it, right? Or is that fine if he puts this?
The label said because it's already confirmed everything's good. Cool. It's just a matter of
us I'm just making sure we're not
putting it out. Like people can hear this tomorrow and it's fine because everything's go. Everything's a go.
No restrictions.
Yeah.
Break the news.
There you go.
No, that's awesome. That's incredible. I know that Sleep Cycles, really killer band. I think Philly, they're opening up for the Color Fred.
Nice.
Fairly recently. or if they already did or whatnot. But that's huge. That's huge for you guys, man. And I'm excited. And then you guys are coming to Orlando too. And it falls on a really good date. So I'm definitely going to
Tuesday.
It's on a Tuesday. Yeah, it's on a school night,
right.
man.
Thursday,
Jesus Christ, you guys killing me.
every show can't be on a weekend.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'll definitely be there. I don't care. I saw Strung Out.
Oh, you saw Strung Out there?
I saw Strung Out there a few weeks ago, and it was on a school day, and I was hurting the next morning at work because I don't get out to shows very often, but when I do, I make sure I have a good time and have fun. And regardless of whether or not I have to work the next day, I'm always for it. So, but any bands that I've helped support here at Signal Chords, if they're ever into town, and that's kind of a PSA for all the bands out there that are watching this, like I'll come to your shows and support you that way too. So
yeah,
I'm
you're at our
He 100% will do it.
Cool.
I've seen him do it.
And he'll drink with you. He'll drink with you.
He might get in the wrong Uber.
I might get in the wrong Uber. Who knows? That's what the magic is of having a night out.
Did we feed you any of those Jaegers that we had? Or did you have your own?
Probably. That's probably the reason. There's a picture that I didn't share on Facebook. Well, I did originally, but there's a picture of all of us with Feed the Right Wolf, and I'm going like in the background. It's right before I got in the Uber. You could see like how slammed I am if you go back into those pictures.
This picture.
Yeah, I'm pretty slammed there. And if you want to dig deep and see all those pictures prior to. So no, I'm going to have a good time, and hopefully my boy can make it out as well and see you guys, because I know he's a big fan of yours as well, because I love turning him on to new music, and especially from Florida and all that kind of shit. So looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast. Looking forward to the new record. God, I can't wait I have a copy. I'm kind of lucky, but
You're
for
special.
people to actually hear it, I'm really super excited for you guys, and it's one hell of a record, and
Yeah,
guaranteed it's going to be my tops this year.
We're ready. We're ready to have
Thank
the
you.
world hear it.
Yeah. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're awesome. It's good to meet you virtually, and I can't wait to see you at the show in
Hell yeah.
October. Yeah, and then I'm sure Danny will get you a Jaeger. Well, we just played a show, and I swear to God, he bought like no joke, at least 50 Jaeger bombs.
Everybody in the bar gets one usually, and he can't stop himself. He just wants everybody to have as good of a time.
I do. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, I spent $200 before we started. They were 50% off.
Well, and the good thing is that they're Jaeger bombs, so not everyone's going to want one. If they were Vegas bombs or something, or his tab would be like $1,000.
It might not be even more expensive. It might not be as expensive actually. A Vegas bomb versus Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, but you don't dish out as many Jaeger bombs.
The thing about that though is like, and I don't know how I'm like not dead from drinking Jaeger bombs or more drunk at least, like this guy gets over here, but. Like he said, like when people are there, like I want everyone to have one. I want to do a round with everybody. But the thing about that is like I have a round with every like group of people or person that comes in. They have the one, or maybe even two if they come back. But I'm still having the one with everybody at the same time.
Right.
So like mine can't.
I've
just
made the
goes up.
mistake of linking up with that group too. The having one with everybody. Like, doesn't go
Oh,
super
really?
well
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a picture I have of the last show that we did out there, which was a couple weeks.
I'm getting rid of it. I'm scrubbing it off the face.
Well, it's
of
not the
area.
internet. I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's
I didn't
hilarious.
put it up.
It's
He's
so
just
funny.
passed out, and usually he's passed out in my car. Well,
Oh,
this
is
time
he?
he was
Yeah.
a little bit responsible. He got into my car
I
somehow,
don't want to throw
and
up
he
in
didn't want
your
to throw up in
car.
my car, so he went outside to throw up and laid down on the floor. And so a picture of him just on the curb, passed out,
It
with
looks
his
like kind of
hand, with his
like Grand Theft Auto. You just could put like wasted over it, and that'd be me.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
And, like,
Absolutely beautiful.
He called me at some point. I didn't know, but I looked up. I had my phone. I wouldn't check my phone.
Yeah, dude, trying to figure out when we were gonna leave.
I look at my phone. It's just a missed call from him. So I think at that point when I finally saw it, I went to go look for him because I did send them out to look for him as well. And I think they went out the door, looked left and right, and he wasn't there. So he's not here.
Well, this lady started hitting on me as soon as I went outside, and she's like, "Can we go in? Can I buy you a drink?" And I was like, "Yes, we can." Brendan can wait.
So
I'll find him later. I'm sure he's around somewhere.
So they
Sure.
did. I guess they did all that. But and then so when I got Brendan's missed call finally, I went out to look for him. I just went to my car, and then saw him in front of my car like I said, on the curb, just passed out with his phone in his hand because I guess I was the last person to call before he passed out.
And where were you? You
I
weren't
love
there
you,
for
man.
him.
I love you.
Yeah, eventually I was, and then I put him in the car. But I helped him up, got him in the
Right.
car, got him
That's a
water,
good friend.
and then
Yep.
just like left him in there with water, and then pulled the car around, and we packed up. I think we stayed for another hour.
I'm really
after
excited that this story is so public. So that's great for me. Thanks.
He makes it. Well, don't do this in public areas.
Yeah, if you want to send me that picture, I'll put it right up here, and then that'll
be a title card
right there. Yeah, send me that picture. I'll put it right there just for added measure.
Deal.
I almost just want to let you know. Go ahead.
Some parts of this podcast might be like dramatized.
Okay. Yeah, just I'll run a little ribbon there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Just put a little thing on the bottom.
All right. Well, where can guys and gals go find more stuff about the band? Is it you guys more connected with the social media, or you guys have a website that people can get easy access to tickets and tours and all that stuff?
Both. Well, we're not at the spot yet. Well, maybe this next tour will be. You can get tickets online, but most of our stuff is kind of just at the door. Okay. But for ticket wise, we have everything online. Knives. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So for any information like social medias, it's always going to be Knives FL for Florida. The band's called Knives, and then FL for Florida.
Makes it way easier to track down.
Yeah, and that's cohesive across all platforms, just Knives FL. But on the DannyAttack.com website, there is a Knives page there. So even if you do DannyAttack.com and then the /Knives, it brings up merch, our music, our videos, our Spotify. Everything's there. So we do have a landing page on my site that has just Knives stuff. And you can buy merch up there. There's tour dates up there.
You should buy merch, everybody. You should go to that website and buy merch because that's going to help us a lot. Like what you hear? Buy some merch.
Absolutely. Well, Danny, Brendan, and Adam, thank you so much for joining the podcast. You guys, welcome to the podcast family. Appreciate it. Best of luck on the new record, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.